This video introduces the tkinter module. Tkinter is a graphics package for Python. Actually, it's for a lot of different languages, but we'll be using the Python version. So with tkinter, you're able to do basically any kind of graphical interface that you want. And so if you're making an app with buttons and input fields and all that stuff, you could definitely do it. The thing that we'll be focusing on this video, however, is the canvas feature, which allows you to do kind of drawing of simple shapes and stuff in Python. So let's get into it. Alright, so we'll start with importing tkinter module. From tkinter, import star, which means import everything. And first we have to declare a variable for like the tkinter class. So we'll call it root. You could call it anything. So you could change this to whatever you want. And we need to declare a variable for the canvas class. So we'll do it like this. Height equals, say, 800, and width equals, say, 800 as well. So again, these two are just variables. You can call them whatever you want. In fact, maybe I'll call this one my canvas, so to make it less confusing, because the class is actually also called canvas. You see root here. That's because the first argument is whatever your variable, your tkinter class variable is. So this and this have to match, and then this is just how big you want it. You can make it whatever size you want. And then we pack it. Alright, so this is basically the setup that we need to have, and then after this we can start like drawing stuff. After it's all done, then we have to put a few things. So the end part of the setup, I guess, we'll do root.update. Again, root, because our tkinter thing is called root. And we'll do root.geometry. And because our canvas is 800 by 800, we'll also go 800 by 800. But in fact, you could do whatever size you want, so you can play around with that if you want. And then you can also customize where the graphics screen will show up on your screen. Here we'll say plus 400 plus 400. Okay. All right. And then root.main loop. There we go. So this is the size of your window. So for me, I'm just going to say that my window is the same size as my canvas. Sometimes you might want your canvas is only, part of your window. And so you might want this part to be bigger than this part. But in my case, all I'm doing is drawing something. So I'm just going to make it the same. And then 400 and 400 is like the offset for the where it appears on your screen. And so, yeah. And here is my little screen. I haven't drawn anything yet, so nothing appears. So let's draw something. So so this part needs to be here, this part needs to be here. Okay, but in the middle we can do some of the drawing stuff. So let's start with this. Canvas.createLine. No, my canvas. Excuse me. So that has to match. Whatever is in front of here has to match whatever your canvas is called. Okay, so your canvas variable, which is of the type canvas or class canvas, has the class method called create line, so we use that to draw a line. So we'll give it basically a bunch of numbers. So the x, y at the start. So for example, say I want to start at x is 1, y is 1, and then the x, y at the end. So say I want 50, 50. Okay, so x equals 1, y equals 1. That's where I want to start the line. X equals 50, y equals 50. That's where I want to end the line. So let's try it. Canvas is not defined because there. Okay. So I have my 800 by 800 screen. I have my line that starts at 1, 1 and it goes to 50, 50. Okay. I can add another point, so you can add as many points as you want. And so if you want another point, you just keep adding numbers. So say now I want to go to okay, so this is 1, 1, 50, 50. I want to go to, say, this area here. That will be something like 0, 800. No, wait. X is going to be 800, y is going to be 0. Okay, so let's go 800 and 0. And there, I drew a line to that point. Okay. You can also change the width. Just say width equals, say, 5. And it draws a thick one. Okay. Cool. Change the color too by saying fill equals blue. Becomes a blue line. So there are some predefined colors, or you can also use like the hex symbolization for colors. Okay, let's try creating a polygon. And so polygon is going to create basically a filled up shape. And so you put all the points again, similar to the other one. So this time let's start at, let's start at 50, 50. And let's go to 100, 100. Oops. And then, I don't know, say 50, 300. So I got 3 points. First point, second point, and third point. So let's see what it draws. And so it drew 50, 50, 100, 100, and 50, 300. Okay. And it filled it in black, but again, you can change those kind of things. Fill equals yellow. Is it? Okay. Let's try an arc. So it made a little arc here. So let's just make it a little width equals, I don't know, 7. so we can see it a little better. There it is. In this case, the numbers represent where it starts and ends. So if we change this to 500, okay, you get an arc that looks like that. Starting at 0, so this is like starting at angle 0 and extent 150, so it's like how many degrees that the angle extends for. And the style can be arc, or I think there's other ones like chord. So that fills in a line there. And if you put nothing, so you just delete that, then what does it do? There's something like, I think my numbers that I've given it are messed up. That's why it looks a little weird. Anyways, if you're interested in drawing arcs, you can look more into that. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff you can do there. You can also make functions. So I'm gonna make a function that draws a oval whenever I want it to. So I'm gonna go def function, and I'm gonna call my function draw oval. We'll go my canvas. Canvas equals dot create oval, and we'll give it some numbers. 400 0, and let's say 500 100. Alright, let's just go with that. And so what we can do here is we can call this function from my main area, draw oval, and we'll give it my canvas, or whatever you've called this thing is what you're passing into that function, and then it should draw this for us. Invalid syntax, forgot colon. Okay, so there it is. There's my oval. The coordinates here represent like the box, which goes like, I think it's like this point, upper left, and the lower right corner. So if I said 200, then it'd be upper left and lower right corner. That's what the 500, 200 is like, the spot right here. And again, you can do things like fill. So that was a transparent fill if you don't write anything, but you could change it to red or something. No, you can't, because you have to put that in quotation marks. Try it again. So it becomes red. I think there's a way that you can make the outline a different color. Looks like the outline is black by default. I think you can change that color too. Can't remember what exactly the command is, but you can also do width equals like 10 or something. And so you get a thicker outline. I can't remember what the command to change the color of the outline is, but you could look that up. Okay. In this case, you could also change like these kind of variables. So here's what I'll do. I'm gonna go X and Y, and here is gonna be X and Y, and then I'm gonna draw it the same size every time. So I'm gonna go X plus 100, and here I'll say Y plus 200 or something, and then here, so now it's going to use those values that I passed in, so I have to pass in some values. Let's draw one at, say, 0, 0, and let's draw another one at somewhere else. Say 0, 400, and we'll draw one more at 50, 600. So I should draw 3 of them in like various locations that I gave it here, and so it did. All right. We can also write some text. So to do some text, okay, let's delete some of these. We can say my canvas.create text, and so we'll start at say 100, 100. Give it what the text should be. Hello there. And so font, there's a list of fonts somewhere that you can use. The 30 is gonna, okay, let's skip that for now and just see what this does, and then we'll go back and do the font. Okay, so they're very tiny. You can see hello there, but we want it to be bigger. Okay, so we'll go back and do that font. Font equals, this is just the font that I found, but I think there's different ones. And then 30 is going to be the size of the font, so that'll make it bigger. And so there it is, bigger. Okay, we can change the position, we can change the text, we can change the font. What we can also do is only print this sometimes, or print, draw on this depending on some kind of user input. So I'm going to add some user input in here. So let's go response equals input something here. If response equals hello, then we do this. Else and we can say sorry, I don't understand. Oops. Font equals yeah, all right. Okay, and put something here, sure. Hello. So it prints hello as I expected. Goodbye. I don't understand. If we want to draw this stuff before we do this part, so right now you see that like nothing at all happens until I do the input. If I want to draw this first, I say, you see how we have a root.update here? We just put one also here. And so every time you put the root.update, it will, the update, whatever you call this is what you should have there. it'll draw that stuff like update it kind of as you go. Let's try it. Okay, so it's drawn all that stuff. Okay, and then now it's waiting for me to put my response. I say hello, and now it says hello. Okay, so that's useful. What else? A couple more things. So there is a limited ability to work with pictures. Okay, so here's how you do that. File equals photo image file equals dog3.gif. So it has to be GIF file. JPG does not work. JPEG doesn't work. So if you want that, you have to use the what do you call it? Some other module. You have to use probably the PIL module or something. So you find a GIF, put it in your folder. I've already got one downloaded, dog3. Okay, and then you have to do this photo image thing, and then you can say my canvas.create image 00 image equals file. And it didn't work. Why? Oh, because waiting for me to do this hello thing because I put this part underneath this part. Okay. And so it has the picture of my dog. My dog picture is very big, so I'll probably have to place it like down here somewhere for it to see the whole thing. But anyways, yeah, you can play around with that. Like I said, it's very limited in what it can do, but it is possible. Last thing to show you is what to do. Okay, I'm just going to comment out this part because I don't want to keep on. Having to type hello. Okay. So last thing I want to show is canvas.bind and button 1 display coordinates. And so this is the name of a function. This is my mouse button. So when it sees me do this mouse button, it's going to do this function. I just have to write the function. Print. Okay, so basically this is my X and Y of the location where I'm clicking my button 1, which is the mouse button. And it should appear down here. So let me just make this smaller. Oops. And so there. So if I click here, oh, canvas not defined. Oh, my canvas. Run again. Okay. So depending on where I click, it should put the coordinates. So if I click up here, it'll be X is 7, Y is 8. If I click down here, X is 779, y is 772. If I click here, x was 22, y is 762. If I click up in the top right, x is 772, y is 16. So that can be really useful because I can say, click here, and so I know how big this circle is, so I can say if I click anywhere in this area, then I could potentially do something else or whatever. All right, that's it for the tkinter module. You know kind of some of the basics of how to do some drawing with that now.